Jennifer, and I am a youth services librarian, and I am here today in Port Angeles, Washington, where it is very sunny today, and we are so excited to be part of the Wanda Fuqua Festival today. And today Wanda Fuqua Festival Foundation and the North Olympic Library System are proud to present Ukulele Storytime with Rose Oyamot. And she is a YouTube sensation. If you haven't checked out her channel yet, you should go there right after this and check it out. So I am going to hand it over to her without further ado, but I want to be sure, and before I go, remind you that summer reading is starting. Hooray! In 2 weeks, you can sign up for summer reading here at the North Olympic Library System. So check out our website at www.nols.org for lots of fun programs coming your way. All right, I'm going to hand it off to Rose.
Thanks, Jennifer, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Oh, I have to tell you, I'm super nervous. This is my first time doing a virtual live ukulele workshop. So I thank you so much for joining me here today. Oh my goodness, I see Washington, Nebraska, New Jersey. Oh, hi, Lisa in Minneapolis. So thank you, Jennifer, and your library system for having me here today. I will just introduce myself a little bit more. So my name is Rose Oyamot. I do have a YouTube channel called Ukulele Storytime. And I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I started this YouTube channel because I was a beginner at playing the ukulele. I wanted to play songs at Storytimes at the library, and I could not find one YouTube channel to just show me all the songs. So I figured I play guitar, I can transfer it to ukulele, and I can teach others, because if I can learn how to play 3 magic chords, well, anyone can learn, and it's so much fun. So let's just jump in, because we just have a short while for this. This is going to be a crash course in learning how to play ukulele. We have some beginners. Some people are a little further on their ukulele journey. So thank you for your patience in me teaching the basics. All right, so let's start off with the objectives. We're going to learn ukulele basics, and we're going to encourage, practice, and inspire playing, and we'll build confidence in playing ukulele. And the first thing I feel like we should learn is how to tune our instrument, because in order for your music to sound good, you need to be in tune. So I'll just share 3 different ways that we can keep our instrument in tune. First, we'll need to know about our strings and the way it's set up. And by the way, I'm so sorry, I might forget everything, so I'll just take a little pause here. All right, so we'll learn about our strings. I'll hold up my ukulele here. The first string, first of all, the strings are named G, C, E, and A. And the first string is the one furthest away from you. In the very beginning, I was so confused. I thought this was the first string, but the first string is the one furthest away from you. So let's count it out. Let's pluck it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. And we have frets. The frets are the spaces between here. So 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, and so on. For the chords that we're learning today, we're just going to use the first 3 frets. Okay, so next thing is tuning your instrument. There are 3 ways that I like to mention. The first way is by using a tuner. Now you can use what's called an ukulele tuner, or if you have a guitar tuner, that's perfectly fine too. The ukulele tuner is just small enough to fit and clip on to your ukulele. And as you can see, of course, my battery died today, so I can't actually show you how this one works. But every time you pluck your string, it will show a picture of where you are, if it's tuned or not. So this is the ukulele tuner that you can click on. Another way that you can tune is by getting an app. So I downloaded an app called Tuner Lite by Pia Score, and it's free. So you do this. I don't know if I can hold it up and you'll see, but let's see if we're in tune. It's not really picking up here, but I will move on. But what will happen is an arrow will, once it's like right in the middle of the screen, that shows that you are in tune with your string. And the last way that I usually do, because it's the quickest for me, it's not the most accurate way to tune, but it's the quickest for me. You can tune by ear. And I just go to YouTube and I look up ukulele tuning, and I just do this. Right. And then it goes on to the next one. All right. So that's tuning. So I'm wondering if there's anyone out there who needs me to play my strings so that you can tune as well. So you can put that in the comment box, and I'll just wait for a moment. All right, well, I'll go ahead and play each string because I tuned up just before we started. So here is the G string, and that's the 4th string. Here is the C string. Here's E. And A. And one way to tune it with your voice, you sing, "My dog has fleas." Nice. All right. So that's tuning. The next thing you'll want to learn is how to hold your ukulele. So many of us like to sit down and play, which is great. It's a little more difficult, takes a lot more practice when you're standing. But either way, what you do to hold, best holding position is to hold it just a little snugly to your chest. I'd say it's snugly, it's a funny word. So hold it a little snug to your chest, and it's as if you're cradling a little baby. Well, ukulele is kind of like your little baby. And you'll hold it under like this, or you can press against here so it doesn't, against your forearm so it doesn't slip off. And you'll take your palm and kind of cradle it right here on the ukulele neck, just like that. All right, and you'll have your strumming hand and fingers like this. All right, do you want to try that with me? Oh, great, Rhoda. I'm glad you have a tuner. Okay, so we'll just practice holding and strumming lately. All right, it should feel, I was going to say it should feel comfortable, but if it's your first or second time playing, it might feel a little uncomfortable, but it gets more comfortable as you practice. All right, so next we'll go through strumming patterns. So I'm going to go through some basic strumming patterns even before we get to the chords, before we get to the songs. So we'll just start with a beginner strum, which is you can just use your thumb and strum down like this. All right, let's do that for 8 counts. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. All right. The next level is using your fingers. So I like to say you use your pointer finger, and it could be your pointer and your middle finger like this. And when you're strumming, you kind of use your fingernails, not the tips of them, but the back of your fingernails like this. Let's see. You can see that. And again, it might feel awkward at first, but that's just where practice comes in. So let's try that for 8 strums. And we're just going to do a downward strum. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. All right. And at any time, if you do have a question, please feel free to put that in the comments, and Jennifer will stop me, or I'll see it pop up on the screen. All right. And then the last strum I'm going to show you is it's the 4-finger strum. So you just add 2 more fingers, and it just sounds a little louder. It projects a little bit more when you do it this way. So I just want to see if you hear the difference. Here's the 2-finger strum. And here's the 4-finger strum. All right. So it seems like we have our strums down. And again, if you are a beginner, if you have just started this, I would recommend just doing the downward strum with your thumb. All right, so let's get into the 3 magic chords. And I call these chords the 3 magic chords because you can play so many songs with these 3 chords. So we have the C chord. And so I have it on the wall, but I will come up close so you can see how it is fingered. It goes like this. There's C. And here's G7, which is like a triangle. And then the F chord, where you just use 2 fingers. All right. So we'll go further with, we'll start with a C chord. That is pretty much the simplest chord. And with the C chord, you play it on the 1st string on the 3rd fret. So the 1st string, again, is the one furthest from you. And we'll count down 3 frets. And when you play on the fret, you'll play in the middle, not on that line, but in the middle between the frets. So we'll count 1, 2, 3. And then the C chord is mostly played and recommended to be played with your ring finger. So let's try that. Let's press down on the 1st string, 3rd fret down with your ring finger. There you go. If you're really new at this, it does feel very awkward. Here's how it should sound. All right. Now, if it sounds a little strange to you, like not quite right, does it sound like this to you? That means you just need to press down on the string a little harder. And that does take time and practice because you will need to build calluses on your fingers. The way I explain how to push down that string, it's kind of like being on the tippy toes of your finger. So instead of like flat like this, you round out your finger as if it's like on your tippy toe. Let's try that again. All right. Well, let's keep practicing this chord with a song. So we'll start with a very simple and basic song. We'll do Frere Jacques. And with this song, we'll just keep our finger on the C chord and we'll strum down with our thumb. Just a simple strum like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's keep doing that. And then I'll jump in with singing the words. 1, 2, 3, 4. Frere Jacques, Frere Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonne le mattina, sonne le mattina, ding ding dong, ding ding dong. All right, how are you doing with playing the C chord? Of course, I realize that you're probably playing the C chord and you can't type at this moment. Let's try this one more time through. Frere Jacques, Frere Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonne le mattina, sonne le mattina, ding ding dong, ding ding dong, ding ding dong, ding ding dong. Yeah, awesome. So again, let me know if you have any questions or comments. All right, well, let's move on to our second chord. And we're gonna move on to G7 right there. It looks a little, it might look a little intimidating, but this is a really fun chord. So with the G7 chord, okay, let's look at the C chord first of all. Here's the C chord where you just were. To make the G7 chord, oh, you sang around with me. Thanks, Lisa. Cool. All right, so thanks, Jeffro. Woohoo. So we're gonna move the C chord to the G7 chord because very often in songs we jump from a C chord to a G7 chord. So we take our C chord, we'll move our ring finger up to the 2nd fret, and then we'll take our middle finger and we're going to skip this 2nd string. We're going to go to the 3rd string. Do you see that? And it's also on the 2nd fret. So they're kind of neighbors, you know, one house over. And then we'll take our pointer finger and put it on the 2nd string, 1st fret. And as you might be able to see in the diagram, it looks like a triangle. It looks like a triangle, but it feels like an octagon. It feels very awkward. So there you go. And remember to round your fingers too. Make it on the tippy toes of your fingers. And so let's try that strum on that chord. This is how it should sound. And again, if it sounds more like this, that just means you need to round your fingers, curve it over just a bit, press down a little harder on the strings, and let's try it again. All right. So let's just hold on to the G7 chord and practice it for a minute or so. So let's strum down with our thumb for 8 counts. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, how's that feeling? It's a little harder than the C chord for sure. Well, let's try it again. I'm sure you're doing great. Okay, here we go for 8 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Okay. We're going to move on, unless anyone has a question or a comment. We'll move on from jumping from the C chord to the G7 chord. Okay, don't be scared. It just takes practice. So let's go back to the C chord. And here's a little tip. When you're going from the C chord to the G7 chord, you just kind of have to remember that you can slide this ring finger up 1 fret and just flop on those 2 other fingers. So here's C, and then we're going to slide it up and put our ring finger on the third string, 2nd fret, and pointer finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. All right, so I'll stop talking and let's start practicing. Okay, I'll go under tempo for this one. All right, let's start on C. C, G, 7. Back to C. C, G, 7. Let's do that 2 more times. C, G, 7. C, G, 7. All right, hang in there. Doing great. All right, so what songs can we play with these two chords? We can play a song called, well, you might know this. It's Row, Row, Row Your Boat. And you might want to sing around for this one too. All right, let's do this one very, very slowly. We'll start on C. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. And this is where we go to G7. Let's move that C up to that fret. Life is but a, and then back to C. Dream. That's a lovely song because you only change the chord to G7 when you sing life. So let's try that again, and I will continue to go at a slower tempo. Here we go. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. G7, here we go. Life is but a, back to C, dream. Great. So if you're not bored of this yet, let's do this, let's say 2 more times because we'll need the practice. All right. Well, I'll try it at a slightly faster tempo. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. G7. Life is but a C, dream. 1 more time, and row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 G7. Life is but a, back to C, dream. Yay! We got through it. All right, friends, we're gonna jump to our 3rd magic chord. the F chord. And the F chord, I saved it because it's slightly easier than the G7 chord, and I thought you would appreciate that. All right, so with the F chord, we'll take our middle finger and we'll put it on the first, fourth string. See, I forget sometimes. The fourth string, the one closest to you, on the second fret. And then we'll take our pointer finger and put it on the second string on the first fret, like that. So they kind of live across the kitty corner to each other. There you go. And it sounds like this. And I'll remind you, if it sounds like this, just round your fingers a bit and be on the tippy toes of your fingers. All right, so let's practice the F chord. We'll play it, we'll strum it with our thumbs 8 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, how are you doing with that? I know you might not be typing, but you can nod your head like this or like that, and I'll pretend to see. All right, so let's try it 8 times. One more time through. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. All right. So now that we've done our C chord and our G7 chord and our F chord, I'm wondering if we are ready to put it all together. Okay, not quite. So let's practice going from C to F. Let's try it that way. All right, so here's the C chord. And I'm afraid I don't have any real easier tips on how to get to the F chord from C, but you just reach over. You just have to practice to have your fingers ready to jump there. All right, here we go. C, then reach over, F. Let's go back to C. And it's sort of like, I guess I could say that your fingers could, if you know that your song is from C to F and back to C, you can just have them kind of hovering over the ukulele neck to be ready to go back and forth. So let's try that. And so you see my fingers hovering there? Here's C and F. Back to C. C and F. 2 more times. C and F. And we'll end on C. Nice. All right. So I've been trying to figure, there are so many songs that we can learn with all 3 chords. So I was trying to figure out a song that you might all know. And I guess I could ask you which one you'd like to learn with the 3 chords. I have 3 Little Birds by Bob Marley. I have The Lion Sleeps Tonight, or I have a very simple song from Storytime called Hello Friends. If you want to put that in the comments or the chats, we can pick out one of the songs. Otherwise, I will pick one out for us. All right, I'll give you a minute while we're thinking about it. We have hello friends, hello friends, hello friends, it's time to say hello. Or Ooh, I see 3 little birds. I see one vote for don't worry about a thing. Ooh, I see 3. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Nice. Oh, I see 3 little birds, and 1 lion sleeps tonight. All right. I think we just might have time to do at least 2 of those songs. So let's start with 3 little birds. And this song, oh, hello friends too. Maybe we'll save hello friends for the end because that's kind of a closing song. I do that as a closing song at Storytimes, and we just sing goodbye friends instead of hello. Cool. All right. So what I'm going to do is, you can't see the words so great, and I might be looking back and forth because my words are right there. I didn't have another one in front of me. So 3 little birds. We start off with the C chord. So let's go to C. Remember, that is Old MacDonald. I can definitely teach you Old MacDonald. That's 3 chords as well. So we'll do the C chord, ring finger on the first string, 3rd fret. So let's start with the first line. Don't worry about a thing. All right, and then we're gonna pause. And the next chord is F. So remember, we just learned that right there. And that's the middle finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret. First finger on the, oh, sorry about that, 2nd string, 1st fret. Here we go. Every little thing is gonna be all. And then we go back to the C. Right. Let's stay on the C. Don't worry about a thing. We're gonna go back to the F. Cause, got it, F chord. Every little thing is gonna be all. Back to C. Right. We stay on the C. Here we go. Rise up this morning, smile with us. So now this is different. We'll go up to the G7 chord. All right, that triangle. Rising sun, 3 little, and back to C. Birds pitch by my, then it's F. Wait for you there. Doorstep, and we'll go back to C. Singing sweet songs of melodies. Back to G7. Pure and true. Ooh, we're gonna change things up and go from G7 to F. So all you have to do is lift your ring finger and move your middle finger over to the 4th string. Saying, wait, this is my message to, and on C. You. Oh my goodness. All right, friends. So that was 3 little birds, and I apologize. This is a crash course in learning to play these songs. So I want to make sure you know that you can find these chords online. Unfortunately, I don't have it on my YouTube channel because most of mine are children's songs, but I wanted to mention a YouTube tutorial that has this song, and that would be Cynthia Lynn. So that's Cynthia CYNTHIA Lynn LIN. Cynthia Lynn's YouTube channel. She definitely has this song, 3 Little Birds. And she also has the next song we're going to try out, The Lion Sleeps Tonight. But you know what? I think let's go ahead and try 3 Little Birds one more time through. I'll go a little faster, and I'll go ahead and just call out the chord changes, and then I'll pause when we do change the chords. All right, here we go with Three Little Birds by Bob Marley, starting on C. 1, 2, 3. Don't worry about a thing. F coming up, 'cause every little thing is gonna be, back to C, alright. Stay on the C. Don't worry about a thing. And then we're gonna jump to F, 'cause every little thing is gonna be all. Guess what? We're going to the C. Right. Stay on the C. Rise up this morning. Smile with the G7. Let's go slide up. Rising sun. Three little, back to C, birds. Oops, birds, yes. Pitch by my, and then it's F. Doorstep, back to C. Singing sweet songs of melodies, up to G7. Pure and true. We're gonna go to that F. So just move this finger and take off the ring finger. Saying this is my message to, back to C, you. Oh, awesome. Thank you for slogging through that with me. All right, so let's go on to The Lion Sleeps Tonight. So The Lion Sleeps Tonight, I do have it right in front of me, so I'll be able to look at you when I'm playing this. We start on C. And again, oh, thank you, Jennifer, for putting up the YouTube channel for Cynthia Lynn. She also has The Lion Sleeps Tonight. So The Lion Sleeps Tonight starts on the C chord. And then it will go to the F chord, and then back to C, and then G7. Okay, so that was pretty quick. When we're playing it, I will go ahead and just do an under tempo and I'll pause. So here we go, starting on C with the verse. 1, 2, 3. In the jungle, the F. Mighty jungle, back to C. The lion sleeps, G7. Tonight, back to C. In the jungle, the F. Mighty jungle, the C. Lion sleeps, to G7. Tonight. And here's a fun part. For the chorus, we're just doing C and then F. All right, here we go. A weem away, and F. A weem away, back to C. A weem away, Oops, I forgot to mention we're going to go up to the G7. Oh, let's try that again. C. A weem away, F. A weem away, back to C. A weem away, and then G7. Whoa, nice. We'll go back to the verse. So we go to C. In the, near the village, then it's F. The peaceful village, then it's C. The lion sleeps, G7. Tonight, back to C. Near the village, F. The quiet village, C. The lion sleeps, G7. Tonight. Now we'll go to the C for the chorus. A weem away, F. A weem away, C. A weem away, G7. Oh, again, C. A weem away, F. A weem away, C. A weem away, G7. Whoa. Let's do the last verse. Back to C. Hush, my darling, F. Don't fear, my darling, C. The lion sleeps, G7. Tonight. Back to C. Hush, my darling, F. Don't cry, my darling, C. The lion sleeps, G7. Tonight. Let's do that chorus on C. A weem away, F. A weem away, C. A weem away, G7. Oh, C. A weem away, F. A weem away, C. A weem away, G7. Whoa. Let's end on C. Oh, oh, yeah. Well, thank you for getting through that song with me. Oh, that was a nice one. I love The Lion Sleeps Tonight. So I see that we have just about 10 minutes left on our workshop. So before we get to our last song, which we mentioned, I had a request for Hello Friends, and we can sing that as Goodbye Friends before we leave. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can put that or comments. Thank you. Wonderful. And while I'm waiting to see if there are any questions, oh, thank you, Humpty. I'll give you some seemingly random tips and tricks about playing the ukulele, something that you might not come across when you're on a YouTube channel or in other workshops or reading a book. So one tip. Oh, okay. What is your thumb doing in the back of the neck? Oh, okay. So I have a question from Lisa. What is your thumb doing on the back of the neck of the ukulele? So that is a great question because you don't see it. So how would you know what I'm doing? So let's say I'm doing the C chord. So here's the C chord. I am holding the ukulele neck very, very easily. I'm not pressing down hard with my thumb. You might think that you would do that because you have to press hard on the string, but I'm using more pressure pressing down with my ring finger or whichever finger I'm using to make a chord. That's what I'm really using the pressure from. I'm not really putting a lot of pressure on my thumb to squeeze it. We're not squeezing it together to get that chord down. We're just holding very lightly and pressing down harder with our fingertips. Wow, I just suddenly had a vision of our fingers having these huge muscles because we have to put more pressure with our fingers to get that nice clean sound than pressing it like we're like squeezing it. We don't squeeze the neck, just do this. So great question, thanks. All right, so let me know if there are any other questions. But yeah, one really good tip, to get a nice clean sound and to help you with getting those chords down is to cut your nails, especially on the fingers that you're making the chords with. Sometimes I forget and I get these long Dolly Parton nails up to here. She's really great at playing the guitar with long nails, but to get a nice crisp, clean sound and make it easier to get these chords, trim your nails. You heard it here first, or maybe second or third. Another thing that could help you out with remembering the chords, especially if you just want to start off with these 3 magic chords, you can put, I'm going to remove my cute little right there. You can put stickers on your ukulele. You can put it, place it on, if you can, squeeze it under there. Just place it underneath your strings. There are some beginner ukuleles, like I believe Lanikai or Kala, where they have these colored dots that show you the chord formations. And one more tip is to use a paper. Instead of trying to figure out how to change a key and transpose them into more difficult chords, you can use what's called a capo, which is what I'm going to use for our last song. So for instance, with a capo, so if a song is sung very low, like this song, hello friends, hello friends. If it's too low for your voice, or if you're singing for children and story times, you might want to sing in a higher key so you can transpose that and make it higher by adding a capo. It goes right across a fret, and it makes it a higher sound. So I was singing hello friends, so it brings it up to this. Hello friends, hello friends, hello friends, it's time to say hello. So those are 3 tips and tricks. And oh my, we have about 5 minutes left, so I want to make sure to thank you all for joining me today. I was especially nervous, but you know what? I did not have to worry about a thing like 3 little birds because you were all so wonderful. I want to thank you all for joining me to learn a little bit about the ukulele basics. And I especially want to thank Jennifer and the North Olympic Library System and the Juan de Foucault Foundation for hosting me for this workshop. I hope to see you online. You can always find me at Ukulele Storytime. I haven't been posting any new videos lately because I've been very busy with my own library system. I work for the St. Paul Public Library in Minnesota, so please go ahead and check them out too. They are sppl.org, and I have a ton of virtual story times on there, musical story times, as well as with the Ramsey County Libraries and Dakota County Libraries, with all these library systems in Minnesota. I have a ton of musical story times out there. If you want to get some ideas on how to incorporate these songs, these 3-chord songs, into your story times, or for the children in your lives, or just anyone who loves ukulele and loves music. So thank you all so much. Oh, thank you, Megan. Thank you, the crazy Liz and Lisa. Thanks so much. So let's finish off with hello, friends. And by the way, I don't have it posted or anything yet, but I'm also on Facebook. You can like my page, Ukulele Storytime, and I will do my best to get all these songs, all these notes on my Ukulele Storytime Facebook page. Check it out. I'll get it on there. Thank you. We'll end with goodbye, friends. Starting on C, I will take the capo off so that you can follow along with me. C. And we'll say goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. G7. Goodbye, friends. back to C. Goodbye, F. Friends, back to C. It's time to G7. Say good, back to C. Bye. Thanks, Melanie, Joan. Again on C. Megan. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye. G7. Friends. Back to C. Goodbye. F. Friends. Back to C. It's time, G7, to say C. Goodbye. And I'm going to do something really fancy called the Hawaiian Vamp. Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much. And if you want to learn the Hawaiian Vamp, just go to my YouTube channel, Ukulele Storytime, search for Hawaiian Vamp or That Strum You Do. Thanks so much, everyone. And if you do have any questions or want to keep in touch, I'm sure you can contact North Olympic Library System and they'll let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Rose. See you next time.
See you next time.